Hey everyone, this is Andrew, and welcome back to another devlog for Andrew RPG, my massive 2D sandbox simulation game. I have just finished voicing over all of my footage from the last month of development, and to be frank, I don't know if it's any good. I I kind of accidentally squished down all of my clips super small. So it's like a complete ADHD mess. And at this point, I'm too scared to ask anybody what they think about it before I just upload it. So I'm just going to do it. But, anyways, a lot of things have changed in my game. I have some weird water effect. You can kill animals and stuff dropped on the ground now. You can chop down trees and stuff put on the ground now. There's also some audio. If I turn this on real quick, I'll let you hear it. Chop, chop. I listen to it too much, so I actually just have it turned off, and I'll probably add the option to turn it off as well. Yeah, there's an inventory system, so you can add stuff to your inventory. You can take stuff out of your inventory. There's also some very basic crafting. Every house in the game has an anvil at it, and if you go up to the anvil, it'll have one thing that you can craft. And this is like the latest thing I've worked on, so it's very work in progress inventory or display here. But yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna hop into the montage, and if you like it, let me know, and if you don't like it, you can just leave and don't say anything, and I'd really appreciate that. Thanks. Enjoy. Hey everyone, prepare for the most ADHD devlog you've ever seen in your entire life. I put together all the clips before I did the voiceover, and I didn't realize how much I cut down the clips by, so I have to talk extremely fast. It's going to be completely insane. So these first few clips are by far the slowest. I'm showing off some rocks. I finally added rocks. They're in the game. You can mine them as well. It's extremely exciting, and of course, to accompany rocks, I need some bugs. I mean a pickaxe. But first, let's look at some bugs. Here's a bug with rotating things when you're looking in different directions. I don't know how I fixed this. It was really messed up. Here's a bug where you change weapons mid-swing, and then when you change back, it swings again. I decided to make trees and everything in the world squish. Cool, can do that now. Here's a bug when things squish. Now you can see the floor underneath the house. I decided to add damage text. All good games need damage text, to be honest. Okay, version 2 of damage text. Looks pretty much like version 1. Okay, particle effect on the rocks when you mine them. It's just blood right now. That's terrifying. Okay, new particle effect. This one matches the color that the rock is currently. 1,000 times cooler. Well, maybe not cooler. Okay, third version of damage text. It's supposed to start small, get big, and then go small again, I think, but it's like totally not doing that at all. Okay, and then here's pretty much the final version of damage text. I think this looks pretty good. It shoots off in the direction that you hit it. Okay, in this next clip, you'll see that when I mine the rocks, this little head gets added to my inventory. And then in the second revision, the actual rock that you mine goes to your inventory, which is super cool. And then I did a quick check to make sure that split screen multiplayer still worked. And then I added the names to the items when you pan over them in your inventory. And then I began working on this backpack system. So I decided that having an endless amount of items to scroll through on your main action bar is a little disorienting. So instead, I'm just going to limit it to the 9 slots that you can see. And if anything gets added to your inventory and your slots are full, it'll get added to like your backpack overflow, which seems to be working pretty well so far and feels pretty good. So in the clips that I'm rolling now, I'm just showing the iteration on the backpack. So there was a bug where it was like everything that got added to the backpack took up its own slot, and then I got them so they could stack, and then I fixed the quantity on it. Here I'm working on being able to transfer things between your main action bar and your backpack, which seems to work pretty well. And then I start working on the bow. So the rotation's all messed up, and then I fix the rotation. Cool. And then when you left click to shoot the bow, I want the bowstring to actually pull. It's obviously bugged right now. Oh, and I forgot about this clip. This is my girlfriend, or my fiance actually, playing the game. God bless her. She played until she successfully mined every type of gem. So at the end here, you'll see that she got a ruby, an emerald, and a sapphire, which are all the gems in the game right now. And I really appreciated her playtesting my game. Thanks so much, Jess. Okay, next up is I continued working on the bow. So when you pull the bow, it's going to find the first arrow in your inventory and then draw that arrow on top of the bow. But I don't want it to actually be the arrow. Like, I don't want something to be able to hit the arrow while it's just drawn in your bow. Okay, holy cow, it's happening again. I can't breathe. I'm having a panic attack. Nope, I'm fine. Okay, so now we have it. So when you shoot the arrow, it just stays there in space. Very cool. Now I have it so it moves very slowly. It still doesn't collide with anything because my game doesn't have collision. It's all fake. Don't worry about it. I do a little cheeky high with the arrows. Okay, now I have the arrows. They're moving a bit faster and they can actually collide with stuff. Very neat. Sure, I might as well actually just explain how the collision works. So this is me debugging the collision, but if you see these little blue dashes here, or the blue dots, that shows you where the arrow is when every frame is drawn, but the red dot shows you where the simulation thinks that the arrow is. So the collisions don't perfectly line up, and I might even fix it later, but we'll see about that. This was a quick break to just do some coloring to reduce my blood pressure, because it's way more chill than fixing bugs. And you'll see the finished product in a second, but I haven't had a chance to start on the title screen yet. Okay, screen shake. Yeah, so I added screen shake because Vlambeer told me to, and then I spent some time tuning the screen shake. I'm pretty happy with where I ended up. I think screen shake is pretty hit or miss with people. I think some people just want to turn it off immediately, and others kind of just get used to it more or less. So yeah, and then here I am adding some sound to the game, and here's an insane bug, epilepsy warning. Sorry, I should have had that earlier. And here we are. I updated, so I had a little bit of a philosophy, like I don't even know what you would call it, some sort of like game design coming to Jesus moment where I was like, hey, a lot of things are happening in my game that the player can't actually see. Like when you kill a cow, the meat just goes straight into your inventory. So I said, I want to be able to see everything. So now when you kill an animal, what it drops actually gets shown in the world. And then I don't know whether I'm going to have it like track to the player or have you run over it. I have it so you run over it right now, but maybe I'll have it automatically home to you. One of the problems is that if you kill something and the meat goes into water, which you can't traverse through, or the ore goes over top of other ore, or the logs go over top of other logs, like you can see the logs here, they're going over top of other trees. Like you can't actually like walk over them, so it might be more convenient to just put them straight into your, have them like home into, holy cow, so many clips are rolling in the background. I realized that light doesn't work in buildings how I want it to, so I fixed that. I added a snow line. This is me looking at the snow line go up and down just to make sure that it's working how I expect it to. Oh, holy cow. I forgot this clip was in here also. This is me doing like my first stable simulation. So a lot of the times in the game right now, after enough time has elapsed, everything is just dead. And that's because the AI was too dumb to keep itself alive through many generations. So I updated some of my animal AI. I'm not going to go into depth on that too much, but this is me simulating about 120 hours of gameplay, and I still have cows that are alive. So this was like my first stable simulation is what I'm calling it. So I'm pretty happy. All of the animal AI needs to be stable, or else the world, just like won't feel correct. This was like a crazy multi-threaded bug that I ran into. It just caused like all sorts of problems. Took forever to fix. Here is me messing with a new shader for the spirit world. Should I talk about that now? I'll talk about the spirit world later, but all I'll say right now is that there's a huge design problem to be solved with sleeping in my game. Because it's a real-time simulation, you can't actually speed up super fast. You actually have to go to sleep, and you should probably be able to do something while you're sleeping, so I think I'm going to make gameplay around that. Here's a clip of me messing around with water and trying to make it look better. I'm I'm not too pleased with my water right now. I think it's okay where I ended up, but yeah, honestly, I kind of just gave up on it for now. It was driving me insane working on something like this all day and then not really being super satisfied with the results when I have other things that are like really clear wins to do. This was like sort of an interesting version of the water. The idea was the white was supposed to look like a shoreline, but um, it just kind of didn't. So it is what it is. This is my final version of water, which yeah, I think I'm okay with it for now. Oh, fantastic. And then here's like a little icing on top of the cake here. So when it rains in my game, you obviously get rain, but then if you're somewhere where it's cold enough, you should get snow. So I worked on the snow for a little bit, so it falls a little bit slower, and yeah, it actually covers the ground with snow. And then this final clip, very spooky, apparently not final clip, was just me standing in the middle of the ocean. And then, oh, okay, these are the final clips, are just me working on my crafting system. And that's sort of where I'm at right now in the game. So I really appreciate you watching. Oh, one more thing.